Polymarket plays and analysis. Iran conflict. Important disclaimer, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing in this video constitutes financial advice, investment advice, or any recommendation to buy, sell, or place bets on any prediction market. Prediction markets involve risk. Past odds are not indicative of future outcomes. Always do your own research. The host is not a licensed financial advisor. Welcome back to Polymarket Plays and Analysis. Today, we're diving into 6 active markets related to Iran and the Middle East conflict. Let's start by examining each market, taking a closer look at the current odds, trading volume, and what these numbers tell us about how the crowd of bettors is viewing the situation. First up, market number 1. Will the US invade Iran before 2027? The current odds are 13.5% in favor of an invasion happening, with a corresponding 86.5% chance that it won't occur within this timeframe. According to Polymarket data, the crowd of bettors suggests that there is a significant probability that the US will not take military action against Iran before 2027. The trading volume on this market stands at $38 million, indicating a high level of confidence among traders in their assessment. Moving on to market number 2, will the Iranian regime fall before 2027? Here, we see odds of 9.5% for the regime's collapse and 90.5% against it happening within the next 7 years. The crowd of bettors seems to be pricing in a low probability that the current government will be toppled or overthrown during this period. Trading volume on this market is $20 million, which indicates a moderate level of confidence among traders. Market number 3, Iran nuke before 2027. Asks whether Tehran will successfully develop nuclear capabilities by 2027. The odds are currently set at 5.7% in favor and 94.3% against it happening within this timeframe. According to Polymarket data, the crowd of bettors suggests that there is a very low probability that Iran will become a nuclear power before 2027. Trading volume on this market stands at $1 million, indicating a relatively low level of confidence among traders. Market number 4, Iran nuclear test before 2027. Looks into whether Tehran will conduct a nuclear test within the next 7 years. The odds are currently set at 6.5% in favor and 93.5% against it happening during this period. The crowd of bettors seems to be pricing in a low probability that such an event will occur, with trading volume on this market standing at $210,000. Market number 5, will Iran withdraw from the NPT before 2027? Asks whether Tehran will leave the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, within the next 7 years. The current odds are 12% in favor and 88% against it happening during this period. According to Polymarket data, the crowd of bettors suggests that there is a moderate probability that Iran may withdraw from the NPT before 2027. Trading volume on this market stands at $190,000. Finally, market number 6. Will the UK designate the IRGC as a terrorist organization by June 30th? Looks into whether London will take action against Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, within a specific timeframe. The odds are currently set at 0.8% in favor and 99.2% against it happening before that date. According to Polymarket data, the crowd of bettors suggests that there is an extremely low probability that the UK will designate the IRGC as a terrorist organization by June 30th. Trading volume on this market stands at $98,000. In conclusion, these 6 markets offer valuable insights into how the crowd of bettors views various scenarios related to Iran and the Middle East conflict. By examining the odds and trading volumes, we can gain a better understanding of what the market is pricing in for each scenario. As always, remember that Polymarket data should not be used as investment advice, but rather as a tool to inform your own analysis and decision-making process. Thank you for joining us today on Polymarket Plays and Analysis. Recent developments in the Iran versus USA conflict have unfolded with a mix of military strikes, diplomatic talks, and economic decisions. This update will summarize key events, explain their significance to the conflict, and provide insight into how prediction market bettors might interpret these developments. Story 1: US-Iran talks postponed as Israel launches deadly strikes in Lebanon. US-Iran talks have been postponed due to recent Israeli military strikes in Lebanon. The strike targeted Hezbollah, a Lebanese Shia militant group backed by Iran. This development is significant because it highlights the ongoing tensions between Israel and Iran's proxies, which could impact the US-Iran conflict. Prediction market bettors might interpret this as an indication that military escalation remains a possibility. Story 2: Israel and Hezbollah agree ceasefire. US says a ceasefire agreement has been reached between Israel and Hezbollah following concerns that continued clashes would undermine efforts to end the war between the US and Iran. This development is significant because it suggests that diplomatic efforts can lead to temporary resolutions in the conflict. Prediction market bettors might interpret this as a sign of potential for future negotiations. Story 3: Israel and Hezbollah continue strikes despite ceasefire agreement. Despite the ceasefire agreement, both sides have continued military strikes. At least 20 people have reportedly been killed by Israeli air strikes, while 4 Israeli soldiers were killed in clashes with Hezbollah. This development is significant because it highlights the challenges of maintaining a ceasefire in the midst of ongoing tensions. Prediction market bettors might interpret this as an indication that military escalation remains possible. Story 4: Lebanon says Israeli strikes kill 47. Lebanon has reported at least 47 deaths due to Israeli air strikes, while Israel claims 4 soldiers were killed by Hezbollah attacks. This development is significant because it underscores the humanitarian impact of ongoing violence in the region. Prediction market bettors might interpret this as an indication that civilian casualties could continue. Story 5: US waives oil sanctions, releases $12 billion in frozen funds. The United States has waived oil sanctions on Iran and will release $12 billion in frozen funds. This decision follows Iran's commitment to allow international nuclear inspections. This development is significant because it suggests a potential thawing of tensions between the US and Iran, potentially paving the way for further diplomatic efforts. Prediction market bettors might interpret this as an indication that economic sanctions could be lifted. Story 6: First round of US-Iran talks ends with encouraging progress. The first round of US-Iran talks has concluded with encouraging progress, according to mediators. The talks began in Switzerland and aim to reach a final deal within 60 days. This development is significant because it suggests that diplomatic efforts can lead to meaningful discussions between the two sides. Prediction market bettors might interpret this as an indication of potential for future negotiations. In conclusion, recent developments have highlighted ongoing tensions between Iran's proxies and Israel, while also showing signs of potential diplomatic progress between the US and Iran. The release of frozen funds and waivers on oil sanctions suggest a potential thawing of economic tensions, which could pave the way for further diplomatic efforts. Once again, this content is strictly for informational and entertainment purposes. We are not affiliated with Polymarket or any prediction market platform. Nothing discussed here should be taken as a recommendation or inducement to participate in any market. Consult a qualified professional before making any financial decisions.